Hey there everybody, and welcome back to Sundays in the Garden. I am of course JT Bear, and we are once again starting off up in the studio because I wanted to show you what has happened to the sand dollar pepper since last time we were up here. Now I realize that wasn't that long ago, but this is some pretty exciting news. After that, I figured basically we'd go outside, we'll take a look at the vining plants around the yard and gardens, and we'll take a peek at a couple of the peppers. The ahi varieties in particular are doing amazing, so thanks Dave, you were very much correct with that. So yeah, let's get started. The first major change to the sand dollars situation is that I finally brought in the big old fan that's been sitting, largely unused in the bathroom up here. And as you can see, it's given the plant a pretty good shake. I'm kind of moving it around a little bit, but anybody notice anything different in that picture? Let's just pause for a second here. What's changed? Oh, I don't know, maybe this guy right here. Oh yeah, that has definitely changed, and so has that, and that one's starting to change. And if we look over here, we can see that one's starting to change. And even hiding way in the back of the pepper there, that one is starting to change. So it's looking like Sandy here is starting to really put on some color. And we're going to get those seeds that quite a few of you responded to the shout out for. So that's going to be wonderful fun. Look at the size of this one. That may be the biggest one on here. So I guess it's more of a loony-ish size than a toonie. I did think these were going to get a little bit bigger, but they've got lots more opportunity. There's still plenty of flowers forming on this plant. Still going around and trying to be the bee, not the bear. Be the bee, not the bear. But there are, like I say, plenty more of them on there. I'm going to find some more teacup hooks, I think, and start stringing the pepper along the other side of the world map there, and if it reaches, I guess we're just going to go around the wall and see what she can do. Thinking about bringing up a couple of the unused lights, maybe clipping them to the bar here so we can get a little extra light on the side. But at the same time, I don't really want to mess with the light spectrum because clearly this thing's loving the shop light. Anyway, let's go check out the vining plants and some outdoor garden stuff. So I'm going to warn you, it's very warm here today. It hasn't rained in quite a while, so most things are looking pretty wilty, and I need to go around watering things. Just haven't gotten to it yet. But here we have our first vining plant in the gardens. This is one of the Broad Ripple currant tomatoes. I believe Rob Bob sent me these. Thanks again, Rob. And here is an excellent example of the difference in the leaves from, this is the indoor light. This thing is, well, it was growing under the fluorescent lights forever, right? And it's been up on the porch for a few weeks. Did grow quite a bit of plant, but the leaves weren't that sturdy. You can see all the sunburn and everything. The leaves that have grown since it's been outside, much stronger, much thicker. Very obvious difference. So, yes, excellent. Thought I was going to lose this thing, that's why it spent so long on the porch. But now it's doing alright. Would really like to see it kind of cover the archway here. Entrance to the good life, as it were. Take us to the garden, where we can find more vining things. Here we see those peas that I harvested not too long ago that clearly need to be harvested again. These are supposed to be spring peas, so they're supposed to be nice and thin. Eat the pod as well, quite tasty. They've gone far too long for that, for the most part. So I think I'm going to try making some spicy pickled peas. I'll just, bust open the shells, put them all in a bowl, work it out with some vinegar. That'll probably end up on the Bear in the Kitchen channel sooner or later. Since they flopped with the weight and the heat, though, it gives us a good chance to see what's going on with those burgundy bush beans. Seems very productive. Might need to do some spicy pickling there too. Well, if I do them both at the same time, at least it's worth filling up the canner. Efficiency and all that. Alright, moving on. Over in the brassica patch you can see that spaghetti squash, like I said, looking very wilty. Heat of the day, hasn't been watered yet, but it is definitely growing. And it has, oh, hello me, produced for me at least that spaghetti squash so far this year. Needs to get a little bit bigger before I'm going to cut it off there, but can't let it get too much bigger because we still cook most everything in our toaster oven, and it gets too much bigger, it won't fit. When they're properly watered, the acorn squash here are looking quite nice. They're definitely starting to take off. So you can see there's some nice bunches of growth there. I'm hoping to still get some squash out of this. Might be too late. Definitely got to do seedlings next year. But I learned with that spaghetti squash that we can effectively transplant squash regardless of what so many people say. Here we have the baby pumpkins. Again, looking super wilty and desperately needed to be weeded, but those things are really sharp and quite annoying and itchy, and yeah, so I haven't gotten around to that yet, but I will be watering today, I swear. Again, hoping to get some pumpkins out of this. Those things were delicious. That maple spicy pumpkin loaf was amazing last fall, so yeah. Grow! Thinking of vining plants, and this is what made me think about you the other day, Benja. There's, I came out and I'm looking at this indigo rose tomato, and I thought, oh, he's going to be happy to see that. I haven't had an indigo rose going in a while. Then I'm like, wait, where the hell has he been? So, yeah, there you go. Semi-private moment shared with the whole world, but as you can see, this little indigo rose is prepared to give us plenty of fruit. So many, in fact, that I might want to cut some off there and let it focus a little bit more. I don't know. I have no faith in the Manitoba gardening season. Not enough seasons in it yet. Up here in one of the front patches, this other tomato plant has definitely proven itself to be an indigo rose. As we can see, yet another little purple tomato down at the bottom there. So that's good. Really wasn't sure if this plant was going to live. Really wasn't sure what kind of tomato it was going to turn out to be. And now I've got two of my favorites happily growing here in the garden. So yay, hopefully I'll have a fresh round of seeds. Oh, all of these pumpkins and squash are looking so sad right now. Desperately need to get out here with the watering can. But look at that. On the left there we see a pumpkin that is no longer with us, but on the right, that looks like it might just make it. These are the sorcerer pumpkins, so in theory, when they get bigger and ripen up a little bit, they'll be this interesting dark red according to the little picture. Where's that? Down here somewhere. Plant's hiding in. It's there, I swear it is. Can you see that red? That's what I'm looking for. Alright, now aside from the few weeds that are in this as well, this little beauty is cantaloupes. Early sweet cantaloupe. So, in theory, better for our short gardening season. I see lots of flowers on here, and I thought I saw a little melon start the other day, but now that I'm out here with the camera looking, of course I can't find it. I swear it's like they hide from the camera. But either way, this is starting to put on some very impressive growth. Even in the heat of the day, it's looking fairly healthy. So I'm still hopeful. Never grown a cantaloupe before. And everything else seems to taste better when it's fresh, so. That thing's looking nice, aside from the wilt. The root at the base of it's got some decent size. Gonna have to pull that up, start doing some food experiments, plant something else there. Oh yeah, speaking of planting something else, who else thinks I've probably got enough time to pull off another crop of peas? Thinking when I harvest these things, I'm just gonna clean them right out of the ground there, plant a few more rows, and try again. So I'd love to hear some feedback from that in the comments. And of course, it's not really a trip through my gardens without looking at least a few of these peppers. So here is one of the ahi verde peppers. Among the tallest peppers in the garden this year. Starting to put on some flowers there. Hopefully that'll have time. Beside that, we've got one of the El Oro de Ecuador. Again, among the taller peppers, and this one's got lots of flowers on it. Some of them have been there for a good while, so I'm very hopeful we'll get something from that. This little guy here is one of the garden salsa peppers. Actually, I think it's the only garden salsa pepper. It seems to be doing alright, starting to get some new growth off the base there. Starting to get a little bit of color in those pods, so that'll be good. I think I want to try and keep this one over the winter and see what it can do as a second-year pepper, because looking at that sand dollar, that would be amazing. Garden salsa that productive? Oh yeah. Here's another nice looking example of the ahi verde pepper. This one seems to have split off a few different ways from the base, because it was one of the floppy peppers. And it looks like it's got four different tops growing off of it now. It'll be quite interesting to see what comes of that. Again, this is a potential candidate for overwintering and seeing if it can go crazy like the sand dollar. So here we've got the ahi calabazo pepper. It's a fun name to say. Probably saying it wrong, but I'm having fun, and that's what matters. So it's another one of the taller peppers. Very glad I put it in the back row. Gonna have to remember to keep doing that in future years. So yeah, very exciting. Very happy with a lot of these peppers this year. So I guess that's where we're going to wrap it up today, trying to keep them short and sweet and a little bit more to the point instead of the rather lengthy trip around the garden it can be. There are quite a few videos that well, I made a list, you see, for that 30 and 30 thing, and I got 30 videos on it. However, I did not get them completed. So there is a rather lengthy list of videos to be coming out in the very near future-ish when I get a chance to get around to getting them done. So keep your eyes open for that. I may have failed at the 30 and 30 challenge, but I'm still going to make the videos. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a wicked week ahead of you. Take care. Bye.